Pride is one of the most complicated emotions we have because it can make us stronger and it can also destroy us. At its best, pride is confidence, the belief in our own value and our ability to achieve. At its worst, pride becomes arrogance, the refusal to admit weakness or mistakes. The ancient Greeks called this hubris, and in their tragedies it was always hubris that brought great heroes to their downfall because too much pride blinds you to reality and makes you think you are greater than the gods themselves. Yet the same feeling that destroys also builds, because without pride we would never have the courage to stand tall, defend our dignity, or fight for what we believe in. Pride is the root of both greatness and disaster. Philosophers through history have wrestled with this duality. Aristotle believed pride could be a virtue if balanced. He called it the crown of the virtues because without self-respect the other virtues could not stand. But he warned that excess pride turns to vanity, while too little pride becomes shame. St. Augustine took the opposite stance, calling pride the deadliest of sins, the root of all evil, because pride makes humans believe they can exist without God. In his view, pride was the rebellion of the soul, an attempt to put the self above the divine. Modern thinkers add another layer, seeing pride as essential for identity and survival because without pride in who we are, we collapse into insecurity and dependence. Pride is tied deeply to culture. In some traditions, pride is seen as dangerous, selfish, and destructive. In others, pride is celebrated as strength, community, and honor. For example, pride in one's heritage or identity can empower entire groups of people to resist oppression and fight for justice. But the same pride can also lead to nationalism, exclusion, and war. What makes pride powerful is that it connects the personal to the collective. It can make us feel 10 feet tall or blind us completely. Psychology also shows pride has two faces. There is authentic pride, which comes from effort, achievement, and growth, and there is hubristic pride, which comes from arrogance and superiority. Authentic pride makes us motivated, kind, and connected. Hubristic pride makes us defensive, angry, and isolated. This is why pride can both unite and divide, both heal and wound. When you succeed and feel proud, it inspires others. When you let pride control you, it alienates others. In everyday life, pride plays a subtle role. It's in the refusal to ask for help even when we are struggling. It's in the way we protect our image online. It's in the way we cling to being right even when we might be wrong. And yet pride is also in the joy of accomplishment, the ability to say I did this, the refusal to let others define our worth. Without pride, we would never fight for ourselves, but with too much pride, we stop listening to others. The balance is fragile and it defines much of human behavior. So, what is the philosophy of pride really about? It is about the razor's edge. Between dignity and downfall. Between the pride that empowers and the pride that corrupts. Pride teaches us that strength without humility is weakness in disguise, and humility without pride is surrender. Pride forces us to ask who we are, what we value, and whether our confidence serves growth or just our ego. Because in the end, pride can make us kings or fools, and sometimes both at the same time.